My woman lied to me about my son of 11 years. He's not mine.
First of all, I want to applaud this man for recording. I commend him for doing that because I know that he did that intentionally because he knew the intensity of this conversation that he was going to bring forth, and he didn't know which way this was going to go. Because when people's backs are against the wall and they get caught up doing something, anything is liable of happening. So I want to say kudos to him, first of all, for recording this situation.
Is why you've been lying to me for 11 years, telling me that DJ is my real son. Why you been lying to me?
What have I been lying about?
I got a DNA test done.
A DNA saying what?
Saying that he's not my son.
Let me see this DNA test.
You don't need to see it. I saw it.
How DNA test gonna say?
How you gonna be lying to me for 11 years? Why would you do that to me?
Where's the lie?
The lie is you. You are the lie. You have been lying to me for 11 years, having me believe that my son that I've been raising for 11 years is not really my son. Like, how could you do that to me? Like, what can you say for yourself right now?
What made you get a DNA test?
Because I went through your phone.
Why is it that that's always the question? Because I've done a couple of these videos where men find out that the child they've been raising up for years is not theirs. Why is the question always, why did you get a DNA test in the first time? Hold on, why is that a common question? We're gonna get back into this video, but why is it a common question to ask, why did you get the child tested? I want you guys to really think about how freaking crazy that is. How is that a question to be like, oh, how dare you go get the child tested? Every child should be tested if you ask me. I think a lot of men would agree with that as far as DNA testing, because these stories are more common than people think. But the fact that women are surprised that you would even dare go check, to me, is mind-blowing. They're always shocked in these type of videos. Let's keep watching.
Talking about me, laughing and bragging, telling your friends that I have no idea that he's really not my son. So I went and got a DNA test done. Like, you think I'm stupid or something? Like, how could you do this to me?
Did you guys hear what he just said? He said that she was bragging to her friends. This is some pure evil shit. She was bragging to her friends, saying things like, oh, he doesn't know that the child isn't his. Pure evil. All I'm going to say is hell's going to be packed.
Different father. I sure have, because I thought he was my son. Because you've been lying to me this whole time.
What are you talking about? Does it matter?
It does matter. Are you crazy? What do you mean? That absolutely matters. Like, you don't see anything wrong with what you did? You don't see anything wrong with what you did? You've been lying to me. You've been sitting here lying to me for 11. Of course I love him, but I can't. But you guys can't stay. You can't stay here anymore.
Where we gonna go?
I don't know. It's not my problem. 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 You can't stay here. You can't stay here. You can't stay here. I don't know. It's not my problem. I did my job. I did my job. I did my job as a dad. I did my job as a dad. You can't stay here anymore. Y'all gotta go. Both y'all can't stay anymore. No, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it.
Wow. What's wild about this is that this happens so much. It's happened so often.
It's so interesting to me that this woman is so arrogant and wants to tell him how he's supposed to feel.
And the reaction from the women who usually do this are almost always the same. It's always almost like, how dare you check? You've been his father for so long.
She is trying to basically throw herself around and make it seem like, well, I'm the one that feels like this. I don't know why you mad for. Why does it even matter? You need to calm down. Like, she wants to throw the bigger temper tantrum in this situation so that she can try to invalidate his feelings by being the louder one, by raising her voice, by being emotional in a situation that she caused the problem.
How dare you test? You've been his father for so long. What's the difference? They don't get it. We've civilized society to the point where we look at men and we think, oh, we could just have them take care of other men's children, and they don't care. This is why when men usually find out things like this, it breaks them, and why they can easily do things like he just did and say, hey, get out.
Oh, you're a man. You shouldn't cry. You shouldn't have emotions. You should put your emotions to the side and take care of this child that's not yours, regardless of your heartbreak, regardless of the pain, regardless of how you feel, because you're a man and that's what you're supposed to do. And if you don't do that, you're less than a man. Now, listen, people might say whatever they want to say about what I'm about to say, but I think that man putting them out, I can't fault him. I'm just being honest. I can't fault him for doing that.
Because at that point, it's not his child. And he's been lied to and tricked.
And this is something that women do a lot. over and over again. It could be a small issue, a medium issue, or a big issue. A lot of women like to turn the tables around and make it seem like the man is crazy and their emotions matter more. And if that doesn't work, they use a number one manipulation tactic and they start crying. He mad at them and they start crying. Well, I don't know why I did that, because you and because I and because I'm so, and my dad wasn't there and you're the only person that loves me. Tell me I'm lying. They start the foolishness.
Let's check out these comments and see what the people have to say. First comment here comes from a woman, and she says, even if she knew, the fact that she was laughing and joking about him not knowing is what makes it worse. Yeah, that was unbelievable to me.
Worse, she's laughing in his face. Y'all gotta go.
I said it once, I'll say it every time. DNA testing should be mandatory at birth. This is true. It would nip all these situations right in the bud.
This man has been taking care of, raising this child, providing for this child for 11 years. And what's even more heartbreaking, I have heard stories of men doing this for 18 years, 20 years, and they strongly believe it's their child. The love that they have for this child, as if it's their own. And it's not. And this woman has the audacity to be on the phone, kikiing, ha-haing with her homegirls, treating him like boo-boo the fool, because he was the one that she felt at the time of conception that was more responsible, that would be the one that would stay around, that would be the good father, because I can almost guarantee that the person who got her pregnant was the one who was unstable, who was not showing her any interest, and she knew that this man would be the one to save her. Hence why she is challenging him when he's telling her that she can't stay there and neither can the child.
And I've contemplated possibility of DNA testing being mandatory, and I've thought, like, man, states would push against this like crazy, because you have to understand, if they make DNA testing mandatory, what does that do? Well, it puts the 304 in a position where she may not even know who the dad is. And the state wants to make money off you paying child support on a child that's not yours. It's a brutal effing game. And they're aware of the stats. They know that 1 in 3 of these tests come back negative.
This story happens, it's happened 5 times too many that I've seen. Okay, it's happened a lot where women get impregnated by the guy who is unstable, who doesn't want to be around, who doesn't want a family, who did not want a family with them, the guy that they were quote unquote having fun with. They get pregnant by that guy, and then they turn around and they find the most suitable partner, and then all of a sudden, the first time they're intimate together, she get pregnant. That's what the guy thinks, unknowing that she was already pregnant. Before she met you, she been pregnant. The baby was not born early. That baby was not early. Oh yeah, it looks like I'm due a little early.
They know that these women belong to the streets, majority of them out here. They know. They don't want to deal with it. They'd rather say, hey, as long as your name is on that birth certificate, meaning if she can convince you to sign that birth certificate, if she can scam you into it, they don't care. They want their money. If this guy's married, you got to think of how brutal this actually gets. I mean, great for him standing up and kicking them out, but just think if they're actually married, they could still collect child support. Think if this was a situation where he gets a divorce, they would actually be kicking him out. Think of how effed up this shit is, bro. They're kicking him out, making him pay child support. Crazy stuff, man. To think of how effed you could be by the state for marriage, from child support, a woman lying to you to this extent. Hopefully he's not married. I don't know. I didn't look up into the story, but just that the turnout of something like this, it's bro. I sit here and I'm like, is this real life? Every man should test. Every man should test.
All these women are, these men, they got these high standards. They tripping. We the one that's supposed to have high standards, but y'all the ones that are doing all the trickery. If this man, because it says his wife, if this man is married to this woman and they get divorced, I don't know if the DNA test would stand up immediately in court or not, but it is a strong possibility that he would still have to pay child support for this child that is not his, especially because of the fact that they're married.
This next comment reads, she ain't even try to apologize or talk about it. She gaslighting, then saying it don't matter when you are laughing at this man about it behind his back. This is so sad. This is terrible.
And women are in the comments like, oh, well, you know, how dare he throw that child out? He needs to step up to the plate. That's not fair to the child. He needs to put his emotions to the side, and he needs to make sure that he is taking care of that child, because it's not the child's fault. The child should not have to suffer. Okay, that's his mama child. That's not his child.